We're going to dedicate this entire next section to printing. So when you put a lot of time and effort into a publication, odds are pretty good that you're going to want to print it out some way. It could be on a printer at home, could be black and white or color, could be at the office, or if you wanted a professionally done job, you could take it to a commercial print house. Well, we're going to talk about all of those scenarios, but before we even get there, you need to know how to preview your publication, the way it's going to print, before you actually print it to make sure things look right. So let's open up a publication. Doesn't matter what's on your screen right now. Click File and then Open, or Control O on the keyboard. And we're going to navigate now to the Lesson 12 folder of your exercise files. That's where you're going to find Newsletter 12A. Give it a double click or one click and open. Alright, so here's our publication. It is a newsletter. It's a 4-pager. I can see that across the bottom. Now when I installed Publisher, it got hooked up with my default printer, so it recognized that I have a printer connected. And if I was to go up now and do a print preview, it's going to preview the way it's going to print on that default printer. So let's check it out from the File menu and come down to Print Preview. Now the preview that you see is going to be the way it's going to be printed on your own printer. So what you see here on my screen might be a little bit different because I may have a different printer. Now the Print Preview allows me to see the first page, and you can see I've got my mouse pointer is actually a zoom button. If I wanted to zoom in, I would just click. Now I can scroll up and down through my first page here. And if I wanted to zoom out, the same click now, because my mouse pointer is changed to a magnifying glass with a minus sign, will zoom me back out so I can see the entire page. So seeing the entire page is great for getting an idea of the layout, not necessarily being able to read any of the content on this page. I also have a zoom option up here from the drop down. If I click this drop down, you can see I can go up to 1000%. And I can go down to the whole page and anywhere in between pretty much. 100% would be actual size. This is what it's going to look like when I print it out. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And of course, if I want to return back to the whole page, I can do it from here on the drop down and click Whole Page. Now I also might want to take a look at those other pages in my newsletter. The first two buttons allow me to go from page to page, page up and page down. So the page down button takes me to page 2, page 3, one more click takes me to page 4, and now I can go back up through the pages using the page up button. Now your particular view may be different from mine depending on the way you're set up. When you go to page 2, you may be seeing both pages 2 and 3, and that can be set up over here. Right now I'm on whole page mode, but you can see I've got multiple pages here as well. And when I click multiple pages, I can choose how many pages I want viewed at one time. Obviously, the more pages I choose, the smaller they are. So if I go to 1 by 2, you can see now I've got that side-by-side view that you may be looking at. And when I hit page down, it's going to take me to the last page. Page up will take me to the 2 middle pages. Page up again takes me to pages 1 and 2. Now if I was to change the preview here to, say, 4 pages, 2 by 2, you can see they're very tiny. I can see all of the pages in my publication this way. Get a good idea about the layout, not necessarily being able to read any of that content because it's so small, but you can see the percentage that's adjusted to here in my zoom drop down. Now if I wanted to print this out, everything looks okay, I can print right from here, and you can see Print or Control P is going to send this off to my default printer. One other option over here is color or grayscale. Right now this is a color document, it's going to be printed in color. If I click the color grayscale button, it gets converted to a black and white document. So if I prefer to print it that way, it's one click of one button. Click it again to switch it back. Alright, when we're done with the preview, we can either print from here, like I said, or close it up to return back to the previous view and do our printing from here. And that's what we're going to do next. We've got an idea, we've got a good preview of our publication. Now it's time to send it to the printer. We'll do that next.